of my all-time favorite video games is being remade, and I have quite a bit of hesitation, and today that has been confirmed because today, the beta, for those that were willing to spend way too much money on the premium re-release of a game that's over 20 years old, got to play it a bit early. I was one of those suckers. I didn't sleep that much so I could get up early and play it.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
I had quite a bit of trouble even getting it started.
Where are you? How do I play? I've paid my dues. Literally, I've paid.
And then my overall experience was mixed. I'm a huge fan of the Age of Mythology. Really the Age of Empires series in general, but mostly Mythology. This is my first copy. Well, that's a lie. One, because this is only the second disc and you needed two, the first one to install, the second one to play, and I don't have the second one anymore. And the other way I lied is because it's actually my dad's game that I took without asking. It was his that I used to sit in his lap and watch him play. And on real good occasions, I'd get to go mess around in the scenario editor and absent-mindedly place things down, not knowing what I was doing. All this landfill that I keep in my house that I've gone out of my way to pick up should show that I like the game a little. This is my first copy. The collector's edition that came out when the game originally came out with a bunch of extra bonus crap in it. A board game that I have no idea how to play that has a bunch of, ton of crap, that just an absolute ton of crap. This is the official guide to the base game, and this is the official guide to the expansion. This little figure was released in Germany at the time with two other ones. There was one for the Norse Pantheon, and Greek Pantheon. They are not easy to find at all. Just a little toy soldier that kind of looks like a character from the game. It's not from the game. It's from my grandfather's house. And this is a Z-board keyboard. What is a Z-board keyboard? I don't want to keep you on here too long. I'm not a history channel. If you're really curious, you can find it. How do I open this? You can do some quick Googling. There's not a lot out there like this. Essentially, it was a shortcut keyboard that you could plug in to a keyboard base for whatever game that it was made for. I don't even have the base keyboard to plug it into anything. What I'm really trying to convey, if you're not interested in Age of Mythology, or me, I guess, then I would not recommend watching this. And if you are interested in at least one of those things, hopefully the game more so than me, it didn't live up to my expectations. Let's rewind a little.
I don't know how long it took me to fall asleep. A long time. But it's almost 10 o'clock, which means Age of Mythology Day! Can I not download it until time? Pacific time? Wait a minute. Oh, god damn. That means I have 3 hours until... that's unfortunate. I want to go back to sleep. But this is a good opportunity to try to reset my sleeping schedule, so I will continue to stay up. I've just been spending the last, what, 3 hours editing instead of, playing video games. So I feel good about that, actually. Got up and started working instead of got up and played video games. But it's 12:58. That means video game time. Despite pretty actively and regularly playing this game since basically it came out, I'm not very good. I've tried playing online a handful of times when I had access to the internet, and man, boy, howdy, did I get my bottom handed right back to me. Fortunately, apparently, with this pre-order beta, woo, you spent more money, you get to play for a day and a half early. Woo! The first 5 missions of the campaign and the tutorial are available. The tutorial's literally nothing fun, but it's something extra. How do I play it? Why, it's 101. Where is the prompt to play it? How am I not able to play it? Where is my game? I have been waiting all morning. Where is it? Claire just jump scared the shit. I am not in a good space right now. This camera is in the way. Where's my game? Where are you? How do I play? I've paid my dues. Literally, I've paid quite a bit of money to play this. Where is it? I'm not having a good time. Okay, 1700 UTC is 1 o'clock now, my time. 1 o'clock my time. But now, it's saying it starts at 3 my time. What? I am unhappy. Apparently it is now, but it's under a completely different title, and it's just not showing up. I've restarted, whatever, Steam a half dozen times. I have to restart my computer, but it needs to update. Oh god, why is this? I think the most interesting part about all of this, other than the fact that none of this is interesting, is that this is probably the most vloggy vlog I've done so far, where I'm literally just updating what I'm doing at— Oh, it's about time! I just have to install it! Only 28 gigabytes, and I'm 17 minutes behind the rest of the pack. Man, I didn't even care about playing a beta, but the FOMO! What if there's an icon that you get, or some sort of exclusive in-game thing that you can unlock and transfer into the actual game, but you can only get if you play the beta right freaking now? I need the collector, the completionist inside of me is eating away. Ugh. And when I look up, all I see is more evidence to that very fact. All of this garbage. Pacing around like a freaking madman right now, wearing the same jammy jams I wore last night like a real gamer. I haven't had any actual food. Everything's been pre-packaged. That's being microwaved now because my freaking god, there's still 12 gigabytes left to download. Oh boy. We are good to go. Let's go. Just play already. Wow, they even did a new logo for it. Wow, they did lots of new logos for it. I don't know why the watermark is bouncing across the screen and why it's reading everything to me. I have seen this thing play 150 times, but man, it is pretty. Although that watermark is super obnoxious. I had to stop playing for a second because somehow I accidentally, or the game purposely turned on the narrator for my computer, so it was every action had a narration. So I didn't get very far, but in the original tutorial, you're hunting down a Cyclops. But in this one, they use a basically unused character from the original game. It's an Antibite hero, Theseus, something like that. They never use him in the game really outside of one quick scenario, and it's more of a flashback thing as well in his dreams. But in here, you're killing him, and then when it references old battle, oh, that's gonna be so cool. I'm not surprised that the tutorial is so much different. RTS games have come a long. Games in general, technology has come a long way since this came out, so it's much less hand-holdy and much different of a story. Like an actual mini campaign on in itself, but it's just one very quick tutorial level, and then I guess onto the campaign? I don't know. It's weird. Okay, I hate the voices. I guess they got different voice actors to sound more authentic. I hate them. The game is pretty, but man, the delivery on the lines, some of these...
Siege at Troy. Troops we send now.
Ugh, it sounds like they got some Fiverr actors compared to the actual voice actors that they had originally. And I know it's supposed to sound more authentic, but it just sounds like crap. The audio is continuing to clip out and mess up, and some of the graphics aren't properly loading, and some of the units aren't properly loading. This thing's a little bit slow or buggy, and I'm not sure if that's my computer, which is pretty beefy, or on their end.
It might be more of a me problem, but I didn't have a ton of fun playing it, and that might be due to the fact that I played the campaign dozens of times throughout my life and have memorized most of it. And that is where I derive most of my entertainment from with the game, because I am not good at all. Not good enough to play online. While the graphics are amazing, what if they load in, and that's a big if. Even on my relatively sizable computer, I had to turn down the frame rate because it was jittery, and it still was jittery when I locked it at 30 frames. I'm not sure if that's because the game isn't fully finished or not, but 7 weeks is not a super long time for them to wrap it all up. The dialogue was horrific. I cut out about 10 extra minutes of me going on about just how bad the voice actors are. I also played around in the skirmish and used some cheat codes to summon in some of the other characters. Not all of them sounded as bad, but man, those Greeks, whoo boy. It's a good thing they're not the main characters or anything. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it. I don't know why I've turned this into a review when it was supposed to be my experience playing the game, and it's kind of what it was, but man, this is a crappy video. And I'm moving on. I feel as if I wouldn't be that upset if I returned the game, because I haven't technically played it. The beta is considered a different game, and just not played it, because I've played the game to death. It would be like buying the anniversary Skyrim Special Edition Ultra 4K Uber Edition, even though I've spent lots of time on there. And that would be silly, because I've spent just as much time playing this game. If you've played it as much as I have and you don't play multiplayer that much, I wouldn't recommend it. If you have it and you're wanting to relive the nostalgia from all years past when you played it 20 years ago originally and that's it, I'd recommend it. Probably. Maybe. Is this a review?